Welcome to Leaders Legacy. I'm your host, Varsha Sarkar, and in today's episode, the title of our show is Implementing Marketing Strategies for Global Recruitment. As a guest, we have Matthew Liptak, who is the head of Global Talent Acquisition at Tessian. Welcome, Matthew.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
So I wanted to ask you, what are the key challenges that organizations face when recruiting talent globally, and how can marketing strategies help address these challenges?
I think, and that's a good question. I appreciate this context. I appreciate this topic. One of the challenges that I've run into at many organizations has been branding and employer value proposition. How to position the company in a way where it attracts the right candidates.
Right.
And I think that one of the biggest takeaways that companies need to hear is, candidates need more information about not only the role that's posted, but the company themselves.
Right.
Candidates are yearning and eager to find that information. And they're going to any source they can to try to find it, like Glassdoor, Indeed, and some of these different types of these knowledge bases about the companies. And the companies are at a disadvantage because they are not providing enough information unless they market themselves in the right way. And what I have found is I've created strategies around that, how to position a company the right way, how to position that employer value proposition. I've worked with marketing departments and marketing leaders to help with that. And you not only have to be posting the job, but you have to be getting information out there about the culture, about life at the company. And I've done a good job of using social media for these purposes as well. Social media is a very large that can help with this particular thing. So I've done that.
Can you share a few examples of successful global recruitment campaigns, maybe in your company, or some examples that you might have seen with other companies that leverage innovative marketing practices?
Yes. Some of the examples that I have utilized are campaigns that I have run in conjunction with the marketing department on various portals like LinkedIn, campaigns on Twitter, campaigns on Facebook, even, where we have actually not only posted a role, but actually run the postings and run news and press about the company out on these portals to make sure that we're networking the right way, that we're hitting certain groups of candidates the right way.
Right.
And, if we're pinpointing a certain group of candidate for a specific job that we're having trouble filling, we like to hone in on that particular group of candidates, like engineers or software developers, or a technical group of candidates that we might have trouble attracting to the company. And using these targeted campaigns, marketing and the talent group have worked in conjunction to be able to blast these things out there. And putting news out there about the company, and news that attracts engineers, that attracts that technical or very niche candidate, is something that's very powerful.
Do you also post case studies in regard to this?
Yes, case studies, white papers, anything around the important features that are going on with the products in the company, but also the press and the news that's happening with the company at the given moment. There could be something about the company that the company is experiencing. They're going through a surge in growth, or the company has just featured their products in a news source. These are some of the features that we want to get out there to the general public to be able to attract the right talent.
Okay. How do you think data analytics and market research help organizations tailor their recruitment marketing strategies so that you target specific regions or even countries?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, everywhere I've been in all companies, we do feasibility studies for certain candidate populations. When I was hiring in Germany, for instance, we had to do a feasibility study of would we be able to attract the right candidate in that country, in that specific region? How would we do it? How would we set up these different attraction campaigns or marketing campaigns to attract the candidates? Where should we be posting our open roles? And where should we be posting our news about the company and the brand? Anywhere I've had to set up recruitment, strategy, I've had to do a study or research on that country, and doing research in Asia, doing research across Europe, doing research across the US, in North America, Latin America. There's all different regions to do that feasibility study to be able to attract the right talent. And I think it's important to be able to do the research first and come up with strategies and these campaigns and use data to do. And you have to look at the data analytics. We use a lot of data analytics in recruitment, data analytics around how to attract candidates in that particular region. Are we going to attract a certain amount of candidates? What type of diversity can we set up as far as diverse populations? We have to look at all these different numbers to be able to do that.
Right. How important do you think content marketing is in attracting and retaining global talent? And what type of content do you think resonates the most with international candidates in terms of value proposition? What attracts them?
The biggest thing that I have seen across the board for international candidates, what attracts those types of candidates is, what does that company offer them as far as a culture? What does it offer? But we spend a lot of time at work doing our jobs. Right. What can the company offer besides the absolute role that they're in? Offer work-life balance? Can that company offer flexibility? Does that company care about family? Does that company care about the employee welfare, the career performance management? Right. These are all different types of things that really hit home with an international candidate. And we have to really hone in on those. Using the value proposition, we have to paint the picture of what those features look like inside a company. And it's very difficult to do in quick blurbs of social media and the way that news is relayed today. But there's ways that we can get that point across very quickly to attract those candidates, pictures, videos, photos, anything like that with graphics. We use a lot of that with employer value proposition in our career pages, in our company's career pages. Right. Making sure that resonates when a candidate comes to that career page.
Right. How exactly do organizations measure their success with their global recruitment marketing efforts? And what do you think are the metrics that's most meaningful in this context?
I think the biggest takeaway here with that particular point is when you look at the sources of hire coming through, when you look at where candidates are coming from, where they're seeing our postings, where they're seeing our advertisements, where they're seeing anything about the company. We have to look at and study this data and study the sources that are coming through. When I look at my team's recruitment data, when I look at the data analytics, I look at sources of hire. I look at quality of hire. I want to see where those pockets of candidates are coming from. Where are they seeing our advertisements? Where are they seeing our marketing? And you have to really hone in on that and be able to attract the right candidate. And is the right candidate matching to our jobs? I mean, it might not necessarily. Right.
So when a candidate comes in, do you ask them, where did you see our ad? Where did you learn about us?
Exactly right. So we are always gauging through applications, through surveys, through any results that we can ascertain from a candidate, where they're seeing our displays, our ads, our social media, our postings, and be able to gain that attention, use those data analytics from it. I can pull easy data from that.
So looking ahead, what do you see are the trends emerging in terms of global recruitment marketing? And how do you think organizations like your company, or it could be other SaaS companies, how should they prepare for the future?
When I look at trends and what's happening across recruitment marketing, artificial intelligence is a very, very large player in today's marketing piece. using the artificial intelligence to be able to hone in on different areas. I mean,
Right.
using data from artificial intelligence, where should we be targeting,
Mm-hmm.
asking the questions to AI or using AI to do the analytics or the displays or the ads or anything like that. I think
Right.
you're going to see a lot more AI used. I think you're going to see a lot more data science used when it comes
Of
to
course.
analytics.
Yep.
Uh, these are the trends that I see. Social media is only one piece of it.
Mhm.
It's other things like AI that I think are going to figure in.
Maybe like you might be using ChatGPT to customize the content depending
Exactly.
on the candidate's region, country, to understand what will attract them.
Exactly. And it could be anything in that particular country that we
Mm-hmm.
have to hone in on. What is the key indicators that
Mm-hmm.
we should be putting in our ads or in our job postings to be able to get that outreach and attract the right candidate?
Right, right, right. So we can see like usually when people think about recruitment, they only think about hiring, just hiring people. They never think about the company's brand or maybe how marketing and recruitment should be working together.
Yes,
Because many a times what I have witnessed is marketing is a completely separate department and recruitment does their own thing. They never combine and think in one direction that maybe marketing the company will benefit recruitment as well. They have
exactly.
to think in a linear direction, right?
Exactly. Right. When I start at any company, the first thing I usually do is pair myself up with a marketing representative, someone in marketing, the director of marketing, social media, the
Mm-hmm.
digital marketing, to be able to work in tandem with us, to be
Mm-hmm.
able to create campaigns, to create our ads, to create brand awareness.
Right,
The brand is very, very big piece of the recruitment piece, so
right.
it has to be working in conjunction.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Matthew. It was very insightful learning about the nitty-gritty of it because this topic is something that nobody really talks about, but every big company should, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, this
definitely.
is one of the most important pieces that a lot of companies forget about. They forget about this piece and they put their attention elsewhere. This is a big piece they should be concentrating on.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Matthew, for coming to our show.
Thank you so much.
And that concludes our episode for today. Please do like and subscribe and follow our show, Leaders Legacy.